Hello, everyone, and good morning. Josh Woodison here for Hometown Radio Station on Renda Digital TV on YouTube and, of course, on all of our Renda Media websites. Awaiting the arrival of the annual Veterans Day Parade. Now, this, of course, is an effort that has been put on by the veterans groups here in Indiana. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of people up and down the street here. We've been told that the streets are getting packed from 5th to 9th Street here, all along the parade route on Philadelphia Street, to pay tribute to the veterans who have made the sacrifice for our nation and who continue to serve for us. So we want to thank all the people who made our broadcast possible today. And, of course, that includes the John A. Leftall Funeral Home in Indiana. Also, we have had some posters. We've been giving them out to a lot of the people who are here on the street. And we want to thank those people as well. That includes Leftall Funeral Home, Ruskini Group, American Legion Post 493, Grand Beginnings, American Legion Post 222, Sheriff Bob Fyock, Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning, Bob's Pizza, and Meckling Insurance. Now, I'm trying to take a look here and see, I do see the beginnings of the police lights, so they are still, I'd say, about maybe 2 blocks away. So why don't we see if we can get some people to talk to here to talk about the importance of this holiday. So why don't we start over here? State Representative Jim Struzzi, you want to come join us here on Renda Digital TV? I'll step to the side down here. Sure. And Jim, maybe you can talk to us. Obviously today, a big day for veterans across our nation and here in Indiana County. This great turnout here for this parade.
Absolutely. It's great to see so many people out to support our veterans, and it's a beautiful day. Compared to last year, it was pretty much raining and cold, so I'm happy to see everybody out. I think it's so vitally important that we remember the sacrifices that were made for our great nation by our veterans. All
right. And Jim, thank you very much. We know we want to get you back to your stand. So, again, that was State Representative Jim Struzzi joining us here. And we do see a lot of people here. Some of the soldiers have already made their way to the reviewing stand. Some of these first units will actually drop off some of the people who are going to be here. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank the people who are sponsoring our live stream. When we come back, we will have coverage of the parade here on Renda Digital TV.
Hello, this is John Leftall, owner and funeral director of the John A. Leftall Funeral Home, wishing our veterans a happy Veteran Day. At the Leftall Funeral Home, we appreciate your service to our country. Without you and without your sacrifice, we would not be enjoying the freedoms that exist today. When those stars and stripes are raised, let the nation think of you, the people that saved our nation and risked everything they had to make our freedom possible. The John A. Leftall Funeral Home, serving our families with dignity, compassion, and excellence.
Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning in Indiana is proud to be a part of today's video broadcast. They salute the veterans that have served and those that have sacrificed in the name of freedom. Thank you from Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Coverage of the parade, the Veterans Day Parade here on Renda Digital TV. Taking a look at the lineup, there's a lot of great organizations that are taking part. From what we see, about 36 marching units and are going to take part today. Everybody from the state police to veterans that are in the parade here, and we will have the IUP marching. The court. That's when the parade is expected to stop at 11 o'clock, and then they will fire off the cannon once more. They fired the cannon off around from its starting point at 5th and Philadelphia Street. So once it gets up here, we'll have some veterans making their way off and making their way right beside us to the reviewing stand. Then at 11 o'clock, they'll fire another ceremonial salute, and then we'll hear some patriotic music, I believe, the national anthem and taps from the IUP marching band. Some of the other groups that are taking part, Daughters of American Veterans, Daughters of the American Revolution, Indiana County Historical, all sorts of different groups are taking part today, saluting those who sacrificed for our country and those who on the line to make our safe. Now, just a little bit of history on Veterans Day itself as we continue to wait for the parade to make its way up here. I am hearing the marching band in the distance, and I think the first units are now at 7 Philadelphia Street. So one of the things that is important here about Veterans Day, it was originally Armistice Day. Armistice Day meant to celebrate the signing of the armistice that ended World War I, which happened on the 11th hour of the 11th day of month. Later on, it was changed to Veterans Day in order to honor all of those who served, not just those who served in the First World War. Of course, we're going to see veterans representing many different conflicts that have happened throughout American history. And we're now making our way over to, we're seeing now the parade making its way past 7th in Philadelphia. Days from now. And it's time, the lights are going to be on, and we're talking about Christmas lights in that case, because it will be the It's a Wonderful Life holiday parade in Indiana. And that's going to be a great time. So we invite you to join us for that as well on Renda Digital TV. We'll have the tree lighting coming up before that parade. That'll be around like 6 o'clock or so. So be sure to join us on Renda Digital TV and all our social media websites as well, so that you can watch that if you're not able to make it to Indiana. So we're seeing our first group, our first marching unit. It's going to be Indiana Borough Police Department, which is, of course, has tradition here in Indiana. And as they are starting, and they're making their way, again, going at parade's pace very slowly. So we're going to be seeing them coming into view on our main courthouse camera here in just a few minutes. Again, we want to thank those, though, who are on our crew today. Our producer is Andy Hart, and we're also joined by Carrie Rako, Samantha Sneddon, Jessica Gibbons, Ted Maseko, and Austin Rako as well. All of them taking part today, helping to make this broadcast possible for you. And if you know somebody out of the area who would enjoy this, go ahead and please share this across the social media platforms on Renda Digital TV, sharing the link on social media, Twitter, formerly Twitter, and Facebook. Very easy to do. Indiana Borough Police now making their way to the courthouse. Of course, a police force led by Indiana Borough Police Chief Justin Shaw. And right behind them is Indiana County Sheriff Bob Fyack in his SUV. And we see people putting their hands over their hearts. That's because the colors of the United States, the American flag, making its way into our area. And the color guard provided by VFW Post 1989 and American Legion Post 141. They are the two organizations that have parade together. So that color guard is going to make its way up here with the first group of veterans that are going to be here at the reviewing stand. And we have another group of veterans that are also riding behind them. And the veterans here that are going to the reviewing stand getting a well-deserved round of applause. So now we see some of the veterans that decided to take the ride, and that's fine. If anything, they are entitled to take that free ride. They definitely paid for it in their service to our country. So now I believe we are going to have IUP's marching band coming in here. Just getting a check of the time. It is 11 o'clock, so we should be hearing that cannon volley at any second.
Your chair, you all right? Okay. Okay, go sit.
They're going to try to move up the flat the IUP band come in. Once the band is in place, we will have probably that cannon volley, as I mentioned. Patriotic music. We'll try to get our microphones down there as close as we can, as close as we dare. So, IUP marching band now making its way down there, so we'll go quiet.
Cannon fire, I'll call us in position. Present arms when
From what I'm seeing, it looks like the other units are beginning to catch up, and they are waiting for the cue for the looks like everybody's in place. We're again waiting on that cue. The IUP Marching Band, the legend, 160 members strong now. Now for the solemn reminder of this day's ceremony.
Present arms. Order. Arms.
I don't know if you can pick it up in the distance, but taps is being echoed by the other marching band down the line. Police Department, Sheriff's Office getting back into the cars. Everybody also doing the same behind them. IUP is now going to head out. So once again, the IUP Marching Band providing us with the Star Spangled Banner and taps as a salute to the veterans. Now coming into view right now here at the courthouse, American Legion Post 141 in the front there. That is District 27 Representative Gene Young, whom we can see in the passenger seat. The driver is Jason Mangold. And the car behind him is the American Legion Post Commander Wesley Wirtz, and is driven by Bryce Ligas. It is Wesley's help for Wesley is to be thanked because he provided us with a lot of help and assistance in making sure that our broadcast goes off without a hitch. Representing the auxiliary unit there with some gold star parents in the car there is next. And we have Squadron 141. Driver Tom Petro for that vehicle. And we can see some of the motorcycles. Those motorcycles are with major riders. Black Horse 141 also, and parking their bikes right here at the courthouse in 800 Street, so that they too can join at the review stand. Coming up next, a reminder for everyone to help out veterans and brighten their holiday season. It is Matrissic Family Tree Farms with their Trees for Troops program. Trees for Troops Day is going to be December 2nd from 10 to 5 at Matrissic Family Tree Farm, a tradition started by the Fleming family, continued here. You can buy a tree for a family of military personnel. Now driving through a 1940 Ford Coupe with a 96-year-old World War II veteran. That is George Krall in there. The driver is his son, Troy. Now let's take a look at some of the military vehicles that are coming into play here. These are all from Walter Schroth. The first couple of them were Ford GPW World War II Jeeps, Keith Rarick and Mike Twist owners. We also have some Willis Jeeps in there as well. Some of them from World War II. We're also seeing some Korean era Jeeps as well. That one coming into just passing us right now is a 1943 WC-51. No winch on the front of that one. That was a air transportable weapons carrier. And we have a WC-52 part of this as well. I believe that is the one that's right behind it. This one was a weapons carrier originally developed by Ron Bagley. I'm sorry, check that. That was a 2012 Alcan and 2015 Bankhead Convoys Survivor. We also have the MP vehicle. I believe that is a 1952. That could be the 1952 Willis Jeep. Actually, check that. That is the 1944 WC-56 Command Car. And right behind that is the 1942 WC-53 Carryall, which was built by Dodge. They were all rated at 3/4 of a ton. So to compare that to modern day vehicles, that's about the size and weight of your standard pickup truck. Walter Schroth providing us with the information on these vehicles. We thank him very much for doing that. Coming by the reviewing stand now, Indiana High School Marching Band. And as tradition would have it, the marching band playing a portion of the Washington Post March by John Philip Sousa. Hopefully we'll see more of the Indiana School Marching Band as they take part in the upcoming holiday parade, which is next Friday. Of course, we'll have coverage of that here on Renda Digital TV. And coming up, that trailer for the Indiana High End is a color guard made up of members of IUP's ROTC. Of course, IUP just announcing the other day that they were once again named one of the top colleges for veterans. It's an honor they take very seriously. Nissan truck is the Director of Veterans Affairs for Indiana County, Alan Lockard. By the them in period dress. The DAR, a fine club dedicated to preserving the history of the Revolution in Indiana County. And now this is one of the cool parts of the parade, where we get to see some of the youngsters pay tribute to our military. We're going to have some scouting organizations come through. And our first one looks like a Girl Scout troop. We'll try to get numbers as we can, but I cannot see which numbers they are. But beautiful signs that they made. Behind them, another Girl Scout troop, this one out of Armagh. And behind them will be the first of the Cub Scout packs. This is Pack 29 out of Indiana. And they work out of, I'm trying to see on the, they work out of Calvary Presbyterian Church. So they stop, they'll give the salute, the Scout salute. Coming up now, Pack 25 from Shalakta Presbyterian Church.
Present arms.
Doing a good job there with their presentation of the colors. Pack 25, Shalakta, PA. All of these part of the Laurel Highlands Council of the Boy Scouts of America.
Order, arms.
And I believe this is Cub Scout Pack 11 that's making its way. We do see some Boy Scouts as well. I believe this could be Troop 11 and Pack 11. Yep, this Troop 11 and Pack 11 combined here for this. Troop 11 with all the flags of the armed forces, along with Scout flags and, of course, the United States flag and the flag of Pennsylvania. Just you stay tuned after the parade is over. We are getting close to it, but there will be a special presentation going on just down the block from us at the Veterans Memorial. We will carry that for you live here on Renda Digital TV. You do not need to close out your window. You just keep the broadcast rolling, and we will be back with the coverage of the special presentation going on there today, which will include some bridge dedication ceremonies. So that was Troop 11 there. And now Pack 11 of the Cub Scouts. And now we're seeing the fire departments. That's the traditional end of the parade. So we're starting with, I believe that is Homer City Fire Department. They're followed up by Creekside. Homer City presenting their Chief's brush vehicle. Creekside with, looks like, engine 262. They're pausing to make sure that everybody gets their pictures. I believe that is Creekside's brusher right behind them. And then Penn Run Fire Department with engine 241. These firefighters are on call for us 24/7, 365. I know a lot of them are starting to do their fundraising, so if you get the opportunity to take part in any of their fundraising activities, please do so. That's Cherry Hill 241 now coming in, Indiana 108 from the Indiana Fire Association. Behind them, their heavy rescue. We were talking about fundraising activities. Indiana Fire Association starting their campaign very, very soon. And then Indiana Fire Association, as we said, the heavy rescue truck. And then I believe that is 105. Oh, I'm sorry, 106. The final truck from Indiana Fire Association. And that's going to wrap up this portion of our coverage of Veterans Day activities here in Indiana. But please stay with us, because coming up next is a special dedication ceremony going on at the Indiana County War Memorial. Again, we are advising you, do not close out your feed. You do not need to do that. We will take care of getting you over there as soon as everything works out. So, reporting for now from the parade site where the parade has wrapped up in downtown Indiana for Renda Digital TV, I'm Josh Whittison. We'll take a quick commercial break and get set up. And please stay tuned with us as we continue our coverage of Veterans Day 2013 in downtown Indiana.
Hello, this is John Lefdahl, owner and funeral director of the John A. Lefdahl Funeral Home, wishing our veterans a happy Veterans Day. At the Lefdahl Funeral Home, we appreciate your service to our country. Without you and without your sacrifice, we would not be enjoying the freedoms that exist today. When those stars and stripes are raised, let the nation think of you, the people that saved our nation and risked everything they had to make our freedom possible. The John A. Lefdahl Funeral Home, serving our families with dignity, compassion, and excellence.
Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning in Indiana is proud to be a part of today's video broadcast. They salute the veterans that have served and those that have sacrificed in the name of freedom. Thank you from Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning. Speaking of service, it's the time of year to have your furnace checked.
Let's move. Sorry, I'm
Hello, this is John Lefdahl, owner and funeral director of the John A. Lefdahl Funeral Home, wishing our veterans a happy Veterans Day. At the Lefdahl Funeral Home, we appreciate your service to our country. Without you and without your sacrifice, we would not be enjoying the freedoms that exist today. When those stars and stripes are raised, let the nation think of you, the people that saved our nation and risked everything they had to make our freedom possible. The John A. Lefdahl Funeral Home, serving our families with dignity, compassion, and excellence.
Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning in Indiana is proud to be a part of today's video broadcast. They salute the veterans that have served and those that have sacrificed in the name of freedom. Thank you from Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning. Speaking of service, it's the time of year to have your furnace checked and serviced. Call Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning. They are this area's authorized Trane dealer. Call Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-465-8923. PA license 677.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
Talk into that while he does his thing, and then so both of them are live. So you
Yep.
can use either one you want.
Perfect. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you guys. Oh.
Sounds good. Doing fine. Wesley, you let me know when you're ready. We're ready now? Okay. Let's go ahead and bring it back. We've down the plaza in the courthouse here. This is the area, the Indiana County War Memorial, and this is a new part of the memorial that they have dedicated to have more bricks installed here to veterans here in the county. But they're today, so main stage looks like way. So it looks like our first speaker is going to be the Master of Ceremonies, Alan Lockard. Again, we're glad that you were able to join us today on Digital TV on YouTube, and we hope that you continue to listen to us on our radio stations, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com, also WDAD 100.3 FM, 1450 WDADradio.com, Cat Country 106.3 FM, catcountry1063fm.com, and U92.5 FM, the new U92 and U92radio.com will keep you updated as to all the goings on in Indiana County and beyond on all of your hometown radio stations. We thought they were going to be ready, so we're going to give a little bit of a précis of what's going on with this ceremony right now. So they are meeting right here. We are in front of the Veterans Memorial Wall here at the Indiana County Courthouse, and we're honoring and celebrating contributions that have been made by Indiana County's veterans. So we'll hear from Alan Lockard and Wesley Wirtz, and also State Representative Jim Struzzi and the Sheriff Bob Fyock, and the Indiana County Commissioners as well. And there are some special guests in the audience today, the Roof family and the Haluta family, and those two families are here today because they were to have honoring bridge dedication ceremonies for family members who served in our armed forces. Unfortunately, this happened during the COVID-19 pandemic, so they were not able to hold those ceremonies. But they are going to make sure that those ceremonies that's rectified with these ceremonies today. And also there will be some special honors for Dominic P. Rocco Jr. All right, looks like Alan Lockard's getting ready, so we're going to get going.
Good morning, folks. If we could get anybody that'd like a seat, we still have a few seats available over here. Okay, good morning and welcome everyone to the Indiana County Courthouse. I'd like to thank everybody for being here this morning. First, quick introduction. My name is Alan Lockard. I am the Director of Veterans Affairs. And one of the reasons we're here this morning, obviously, albeit that today is Veterans Day, we are here to honor two gentlemen who are no longer with us, but we are pleased to know that we are going to make a few bridge dedications this morning. For those of you that aren't familiar with bridge dedications, what we do is through Representative Struzzi's office, they take the time to get the information from the families, and these individuals are honored by a bridge being named after them. That has to be taken through the Pennsylvania House, And it's actually a bill that's passed in order for these bridges to be dedicated. There's a lot of work and thought and effort that goes into this. And so I'd like to thank your office for doing that, Representative Struzzi. We're going to bring him up here in a few minutes and make these dedications. But before we do that, I do want to cover a few things because you're in this beautiful venue. You notice that the commissioners have taken the time to put together this nice podium, this nice speaking platform that we have here in front of us today. Now, as you look in front of you, there's this delineation, this concrete area that's in front of us. And what's that? That is there for what is going to be an expansion of the honor wall. And the honor wall are these tan-colored bricks that you see behind you. Now, this honor wall was put in place over 20 years ago, and we'll talk more about that later. But we have two distinctly different walls. First, which is a wall. These are for the veterans that they didn't, or if they did make it home, they died as a result of their wounds. So this is for our fallen soldiers, the memorial wall that's behind us. The honor wall is a wall that's been dedicated to those veterans of Indiana County that their loved ones just want to take a minute and put it up there in permanent reminder that they served this great country, and this amazing country we live in. So I want to, and by the way, where's Diane? Diane Overman. She will be floating about the audience here. If anybody is interested in getting a brick or purchasing a brick for their loved ones, please let us know. We do have applications to make that happen. We are going to be starting the first section of that wall shortly. We have bricks that are being engraved as we speak, and once those are completed, the front side of that will go up. But today is an amazing day. I just want to take a second myself and say thank you to all those individuals out there that serve this amazing country. I myself did 20 years in the United States Army, and I am every day amazed and pleased in the response I see from the public people, and when they come up and just simply say thank you. I think that is a key to what we do in Veterans Day versus Memorial Day. My wife many years ago said, I think a lot of times people get it confused. They oftentimes memorialize what is Veterans Day and forget to memorialize what is actually Memorial Day. Today is a day of celebration. It's coming together, us veterans, a lot of us standing around here today, and a lot of those individuals taking the opportunity to just have that chance, because not everybody gets that chance to just simply say thank you. Thanks for your service. We appreciate everything you've done. And to those veterans that are in this crowd today, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that served this great country. For those of you that are looking for a veteran to thank, take a minute, look around. They're not hard to find. You know, they're either in a uniform or sporting a hat. I oftentimes get accused of not doing enough of that, but I go about it a different way for myself. If someone is looking for an opportunity to thank a veteran, I will suggest this. Today, go to Sheets at noon, you know, from the rest, right? You know what I'm saying. Go to Sheets, go to Eaton Park, go to Haas's. While I want to be thankful of those and not disparage the individuals from doing what they do, because I believe it's a wonderful thing, you will see every Sheets in Indiana County full of veterans throughout the entire day. Reason being is they give us a nice, wonderful, I love Sheets hoagies, 6-inch hoagie and a nice soda, right? Eaton Park does the same thing, Haas's does the same thing, so please patronize those places. I think they're wonderful establishments, and I thank them for what they do. I do want to bring up who is our, right now, commander of the American Legion, Mr. Wesley Wirtz, and he'd like to say a few words. Wes?
Good morning. I'll keep it short and sweet and to the point here. But not only is today Veterans Day, we honor our veterans throughout the county, but we also do that in Indiana County year-round. Different organizations such as the American Legions, the VFW, AMVETS, we do our part each and every day. And while we're here honoring the wall that's here at our courthouse, we also memorialize our veterans each December, the second Saturday, where there is a fresh evergreen wreath placed at the entrance of every cemetery where a known veteran is buried. So this December, as you're driving to and from your holiday events with family and friends, just take a glimpse out the window and how many are there? 77 cemeteries, and it requires a lot of volunteers. And I can't tell you how many times we have to like double up because there's so many people stepping up to honor our veterans. So I think I wanted to mention today that not only today do we thank them, but we do it every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. Now I'd like to bring up Pastor Bernie. Pastor Bernie is also a United States Marine Corps veteran, and he is going to deliver an invitation this morning.
Good morning. I have an example of the smoking lamp over there. It's illuminated, but because of the light, you can barely see it. The smoking lamp is lit. Today, the lighting a smoking lamp is being used to a time of reflection on mission accomplishment, a job well done, to share a moment of respect for all in conflict. This is an official acknowledgement from the city of Indiana, Pennsylvania, that your service will never, ever be forgotten and will always be remembered in every heart. So within the sound of my voice, throttle hands up, please, I charge you with continuing to be a lighthouse in the community and be embraced with love and safety in all the times ahead. I leave you with a salute. God bless America. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Bernie. Now what I'd like to do is bring up a gentleman that, in case you guys didn't know, and I'm sure you do, he is a veteran as well, but I'd like to bring up Sheriff Fyock, a dear friend, and may I say a pillar of this community, and he has not only served the community, but our country as well. Sheriff Fyock.
Thank you, Al. I appreciate it. I'm here for a couple of reasons this morning. One is that only one day a year, being November 11th, solely dedicated to honor all of our veterans. We must never forget all the lives that have been lost and the sacrifices made of our fellow Americans made in order to defend the world. We can never repay the debt that we owe them. Their service and sacrifices made for our freedom will never be forgotten. Are not raised enough. The ones that are on the wall, memorial wall, yes, we know. But I want to personally thank each and every veteran in the county for their service. I would like to present a letter of recognition, if that's okay. This is one time I could say the individual is getting. Thanks, Al. This is a letter of recognition being awarded by myself as Sheriff of County. Dominic P. Jr., U.S. Army Brigadier General, retired. In appreciation for your service and dedication to all veterans of Indiana County, Pennsylvania, for all the time and effort you made to help provide the funding and donations which made it possible to have the Indiana County War Memorial established and dedicated on the 4th of July, 2001. You are being awarded this letter of recognition. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, General Rocco.
You bet. Thanks, Sheriff. Now what I'd like to do is call up our newly elected county commissioners, and they would like to say a few words. Commissioners?
Thank you, Al. And I just want to say again to all the veterans, as the sheriff has noted, thank you. We truly appreciate your service and what you've done for not only our country, but our county. We truly appreciate that. Again, what Al said about the memorial wall, I come out here once a week. And every week I've come out here for the last 4 years and read these names. I know a lot of these people. And it kind of brings memories back of growing up. But it's an honor to actually see how many people in our county actually stepped up and sacrificed for us. You look at what's happening on the news today overseas. Thank God we have a country to live in that we have because of our veterans. So thank you.
So I'm going to take us all the way back to 1776. Why am I going to do that? Because those who formed this republic that we have the honor to live in, this unique form of government that our country has, that all these veterans over time fought for that freedom that we were given. They were our first soldiers. They risked themselves and their families with Britain to come after them for what they did for us. And I don't know if you know it or not, but in 2026, we will be celebrating 250 years of this republic in our country. And that's amazing. So with that, I do want to thank every single one of you. Those who have families serving currently, I know I have several, and with what we know is going on in this world, you should be concerned, right? Because they could be called up at any time. And those that served over time and those who were lost, but your families gave a lot to watch them go, to sacrifice, to do without them while they were there, and in some cases sacrificed their families' lives to not come back. For our freedom, we cannot forget that. My thanks runs deep. I have a lot of people in my family that serve different branches of government. My dad served the Navy, and he served it proud. My husband served in Vietnam era, and he had a lot of friends that didn't return. He used to say to me every single day before I would go off to work, because some days I would leave in a pretty crappy mood, right? And he'd say, Robin, don't forget the life that God gave you and be thankful for it. And every time you see a veteran, thank them that you can live the type of life you can live in this country. And I will never forget that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. It's a special day, and so I hope you will indulge me. I do have some prepared remarks. Do you know that according to the data, there are over 6,500 veterans in Indiana County alone? So we have a few of those folks here, but there are many, many thousands literally in our county that we honor today. We honor those who have served and sacrificed, putting their lives on the line to protect our most cherished possessions, our democracy and our freedom, the very values our country was built upon, And since the birth of our nation, as we heard, nearly 250 years ago, our veterans have defended the idea of the United States of America. Their sacrifice is not for an individual or a president or a place, but for a country. And because of their service, our nation, our way of life, our way of ensuring liberty and freedom is the envy of the world. And let us never forget that. And for that, we should never forget our veterans, for their sense of duty and courage. We must make good on the promise and the obligation to equip them when they are sent into harm's way and to properly care for them when they return. I'm proud to see the passing of the PACT Act, which is the most significant effort to help millions of veterans exposed to toxic substances during their service. More than 478,000 veterans and survivors are all families gave so much to our nation, and we owe them a debt, as we've heard from Sheriff Fayok, that we can never repay. But sometimes veteran must pay for that. Homelessness is real, and many of our veterans don't quite know how to go on. So if you know a veteran or their loved one who's struggling, suggest to them 988 24/7 confidential crisis support line. You don't have to be enrolled in benefits or even health care to connect. And every veteran deserves a roof over their head. And at the county level, and thanks to our wonderful director, Al Lockhart, and Diane Overman, and many other folks involved in it, we have many options for our veterans in Indiana. We are also investing the commissioners and all of our supportive services to help homeless and at-risk veterans and their families. And we hope to increase the number of housing options and job training options and other supports that they need. Access to benefits and services are not a privilege for our veterans. They have been earned and they are due. I also want to say, as we mark the 50th anniversary of an all-volunteer force and the 75th anniversary of the full integration of women into the armed forces and desegregation of the troops, we understand that our nation must be committed to supporting everyone who serves in our armed forces, veterans of color who have made innumerable contributions to our nation. They have truly made our military stronger, tougher, and more capable. Of working for a perfect union and protecting the freedoms that they fought to defend. In respect and recognition of this, we must keep on committing ourselves and to the honoring them. They are a nation, and we will do that for those thousands of veterans in Indiana County and the millions around our country. So to all here, I wish you a happy day. Thank you for your support and America.
Thank you, commissioners. Now I'd like to call up representatives. Myself are going to read certifications or the House business for these individuals. One of the big reasons this all came together today, not only that it is Veterans Day, but I had a gentleman call my office one day and say, hey, where is this bridge dedication that should have happened so long ago? And that thing we had a few years ago called COVID actually kind of put a stop on some of these bridge dedications throughout the county. And unfortunately, and I say to those of you, the two families that are here today, it is much, I apologize as many times over as I possibly could, that those bridges did not get dedicated when they should have. So we want to make sure that we do that today in front of this wonderful audience of people who appreciate veterans so much. So Representative Struzzi.
I'm truly honored and humbled to be able to sponsor the legislation that was enabled these bridge renamings to occur today, and I also apologize that it's taken fitting to do this in county and around this great nation. Truly, and I think Commissioner Gorman said it, and I said the same thing when I spoke to the Penns Manor students. It's so vitally important that we thank our veterans, not only for their sacrifice, but for what they've given to us. For us to be able to gather today, to be safe in our homes, to have the security of our nation, and to have our freedom. And that's solely because our veterans have sacrificed and served around this earth. And so just to be able to rename these bridges, I'm truly honored to be able to do that for the families of Carl Roof and for George Haluda. And truly, it's an honor to be able to do that. And I will continue to do that because it's not just a sign bridge. It's a memory of these people and what they did for our country. And it's important that we never forget, so that every time someone drives over this bridge, they'll see their name, maybe look them up, maybe a little bit about the history of what it took and what they did, where they fought and where they served, and the difference that they made and the differences that their families made in making our nation what it is today. So again, very, very honored to be able to sponsor the legislation that allowed it to be renamed. So thank you.
George Haluda was born June 9th, 1924 in Howwood, Indiana County. Private Haluda joined the United States Army on January 29th, 1943, and served as a private in the 15th United States Infantry Regiment Medical Detachment in World War II. Private Haluda received the Purple Heart, World War II Victory Medal, American Canadian Medal, Army Presidential Unit Citation, the Army Good Conduct Medal for his service and sacrifice. The bridge, identified as Bridge Key 19129, Carrion, Pennsylvania Route 403 over Yellow Creek in Pine Township, Indiana County, is designated as the private George Haluda Memorial Bridge. The Department of Transportation shall erect and maintain the appropriate signing displaying his name to the bridge, to the traffic in both directions on the bridge.
Do we have members from the Haluda family here? Dog. Sorry. It really is. Would you have anything you'd like to say?
Thank you. I don't really deserve to be in this. Well, sure. I have a son in. My son and daughter-in-law both are Army. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now we'd like to recognize the Sergeant Carl Roof. Is the Carl Roof family here? Would you come on up? General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania hereby enacts as follows. Section 1, Sergeant Carl Roof Bridge. The General Assembly finds and declares that as follows. Carl Roof, a native of Armstrong Township, served his country honorably during World War II. 20 days after Normandy invasion began, Sergeant Roof was captured by German near Nice, France. For 11 months, Sergeant Roof suffered as a prisoner of war in Stalag 12A, on the Germans' largest prisoner of war camps. Sergeant Roof survived the internment and returned home to Indiana County, where he resumed dairy farming and later worked for Caterpillar. After the war, Mr. Roof married his wife, Frances, and had 4 children. Mr. Roof served his community as a member of the Indiana County Fair Board and the Citizens Ambulance Board in Indiana County. Mr. Roof resided near the bridge on State Route 4001 over Crooked Creek. The bridge located on State 4001, Crooked Creek, Armstrong Township, Indiana County, is hereby designated the Sergeant Carl Roof Bridge. Yes, thank you. That concludes today's activities, and I once again want to leave all of you fellow veterans with more than a simple thank you. Means where that comes from and to the heart. I'm being flagged. Sheriff wants to say something. Imagine that. Yes, Sheriff, please.
Anyhow, again, I thank each and every Indiana County veteran for your service and sacrifices. But my main thing, don't say this, there's something wrong. Please have all the Vietnam vets. Thank each and every one of you and welcome home. Thank you. God bless USA. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
This is John Lefdahl, owner and funeral director of the John A. Lefdahl Funeral Home, wishing our veterans a happy Veterans Day. At the Lefdahl Funeral Home, we appreciate your service to our country. Without you and without your sacrifice, we would not be enjoying the freedoms that exist today. When those stars and stripes are raised, let the nation think of you, the people that saved our nation and risked everything they had to make our freedom possible. The John A. Lefdahl Funeral Home, serving our families with dignity, compassion, and excellence.
Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning in Indiana is proud to be a part of today's video broadcast. They salute the veterans that have served and those that have sacrificed in the name of freedom. Thank you from Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning. Speaking of service, it's the time of year to have your furnace checked and serviced. Call Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning. They are this area's authorized dealer. Call Anderson's Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-465-8923. PA license 677.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.